Well, it's all relative, isn't it? Who are you to say what's good or bad?
That's true, man.
Yeah.
Whoa. Have you ever thought about how being bad is objective? Or
No.
subjective.
Subjective, Jimmy.
Sorry. It's not objective.
Please remember the buzzwords correctly.
Because I think it's okay to kick a chicken.
I thought you were going to say something way more provocative.
Right. Okay. I think it's cool to hurt elderly women.
I thought you were going to say punch babies or something, but
yeah. Well, that's instantly what people think.
Two on the nose.
Two on the nose. That's like what. That's like your brain's autofill for bad things.
Well, I mean, what's wrong with that? Don't you just want to be what everybody expects?
A baby puncher, Austin.
No, more of somebody's brain goes, oh, like that. And then Jamie chimes in and goes, oh, like that.
And then everyone's like, wow, relatable.
That's what I was thinking too.
I was about to say punching
That's
babies.
so funny. That's so poggers.
That's true. Poggers. Hello. Welcome to The Real Neighbours.
Thank you.
Austin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, me too. It's been fun. We just got all the bunch of chickens riled up.
Yeah, they're a little excited. I don't think you guys will be able to hear them.
No. Well, wait, can I hear them? No, they kind of quieted down.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah. We got the dog chasing them, scaring the shit out of them.
Weather's nice.
Beautiful weather, as always.
Gorgeous weather, guys. I wish you could see it.
Yeah, it's nice every time we record. Yeah, other than that, I mean, it's just been such a beautiful day.
I thought you were going to say I'm all out of ideas.
Oh man, I'm just getting started.
All right, well, I'm done here.
Yeah.
Which means I'll have to pick up the slack, so I'll have to make something up.
What are you going to make up, Austin?
I don't know. I was just going to talk about things I like, which I don't know if that'll register very well.
Yeah. What do you like, Austin?
What do I like?
Tell me some things you
like. I
like.
like computers. I like video games.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. I like going for walks.
I like it when people are nice and not bad.
I am against murder.
I'm against punching babies, to be clear.
Wow. See, Jamie?
Yeah. Had to get that out there.
Autofill.
Had to get that out there.
Time to autofill.
Autofill.
This whole podcast autofilled. You can shut it off now. You already know everything we're gonna say and what we're gonna talk about.
Let's just run this whole thing off predictive text.
We should, if anything, we can just put it into an AI blender.
Yeah, and then
every gets outputted
based on all of the old ones. We'll make a predictive text based on things we talk about a lot, bring up a lot, and this whole one will just be rehashed, but in a really bad way. Let's do that.
Hey, Jamie.
Yeah.
Did you know they made another AI that became racist again?
Yeah, I know.
It's a bit of a running theme, isn't it?
It is. I think people are doing that on purpose. They're like, we're going to train this on a little bit of Mein Kampf. Whoops. They just throw that in there.
I think it learns a bit from the answers, but I think it's mostly learned from like a certain crowd of people they pulled from.
Right, exactly. And I think people probably mess with stuff like that.
They were probably trying to avoid the influence of the masses.
Well, exactly, because it's like internet. Like if you're actually basing things on what the internet is saying, like people say just ridiculous stuff all the time. So I mean, anything that's learning from the internet is going to be a little messed up.
Yeah.
Thus, Gen Zers,
stupid Zoomers,
kids. Yeah.
Darn kids.
Yeah. No, I mean, I did hear about that. Yeah. I mean, and they also are racist against human beings.
They also just have no perspective on things being bad or good.
Right.
At the end of the day.
There's no objective. Yeah.
They definitely don't have any tact. They're
right.
Like if they have an opinion and they're not really sure, it's kind of like, oh, I just got this opinion. Most people, if they have a really bad opinion, they're at least somewhat cognizant of the fact that they do.
Yeah.
So they won't just casually bring it up a conversation at a family dinner.
Right.
You know, but an AI will just like show up to a group and just go.
They have no shame. Yeah. Like it's almost like people, if they think something that is not considered good by most people, they're aware of the consequences.
They have enough self-awareness to realize that they shouldn't just go around with the trumpet.
Yeah,
and
we're
be as loud as possible.
We're giving some people a little too much credit, though. There definitely are people who don't have much tact. But
but that's like the token, like one in 100. You see them here and there, and
1 in 100 baby.
Jamie, and once again, it's autofill.
Yeah.
I'm just like they have to exist, you know.
One in 100 baby punchers is shameless about it.
Is that a true stat?
Probably. The other 99%. Now the other 99% don't tell anyone about it.
You know, I feel like that's just true via like sociopaths, and exclusively sociopaths. I think you would have to be a sociopath to not like. I feel like if I punched a baby, no matter how shitty of a person I am, I would go like, Jesus, I just punched a baby.
Yeah, yeah. Or
I'd at least have some degree of self-awareness about my action.
Now, what about those chicken kickers? I was mentioning earlier.
My like mom and her sisters used to snap chicken necks as a hobby when they were like 9 years old.
See, that's what I disagree with. It wasn't a hobby. It's for practical things. They're like making food.
No,
out
dude,
of
I'm
them.
saying like sometimes they'd even do it when they were bored. Like their dad said, you only need to snap 100 chicken necks today. And maybe,
I want more.
And then sometimes the kids were just like, oh, we must do a couple extra.
Yeah,
Snap a couple more.
Can we, Dad?
How about 103, Dad?
Please,
A couple more.
I love watching the life leave its eyes. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
No, but true story.
Way to throw your mom under the bus.
I think my mom really hated it. My mom's super emotional though.
Yeah.
Very, very blue personality. If you know the colors.
Yeah.
I
I
think some of his other sisters, her other sisters, they're very evil. You know,
Yeah.
so they can kill chickens.
Right. I know all the
Which
colors
is just
of the
quite
rainbow.
frankly, is a bad thing, and that's objectively true.
No, that's subjective. Some people, I'm kind of like, yeah, to each their own.
I was kind of being sarcastic, but
Right. Well,
I was really hoping at this point, after a year of us podcasting together, my fellow co-host,
We'd get
would be
each
able to
other's jokes.
would be able to catch me there,
that's never gonna happen, man.
and put me in a nice bed.
What do you mean? There's no bed in here.
Bed.
Yeah.
I forget what's that term called when you constantly use like real not indirect examples to like create like these connections to things.
Like a euphemism or a saying or
I forget. In Archer, they constantly it's like a certain word that they constantly throw out.
a reference.
I mean, yeah, those are all pretty valid, but there's one particular word I'm thinking
They
of.
all apply.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
But you know what? Leave it in the comment if you know.
Yeah, if you can read Austin's mind, all the psychics listening.
Yeah, Jamie thinks he needs to read minds to catch sarcasm.
No, because like you're asking him to like say a word that you're thinking that you didn't say.
I don't know. Well, I said Archer, so maybe somebody who watches Archer would remember.
True.
I don't know.
I like to think there was a psychic listening, and before they even got to this part, they already commented it. Like as soon as the episode started, they instantly commented the word.
I would argue that's statistically unlikely.
The millisecond this was uploaded, somebody like commented without even hearing this part. The word.
But Jamie, let's say if 100,000 people listen to us, I could believe that if one of them, was just a psychic.
Yeah.
But I feel like with the size of our audience, the odds of one of them being a legitimate psychic, but it's pretty low. I don't think the odds are good.
Yeah, but if they're a good psychic, then they probably just knew about us the day they were born. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but why would they care about us?
Because they're trying to blow our minds.
They just want to blow people's minds
with their psychic abilities.
Yeah, that's what I would do, I guess.
Yeah. We're calling it on right
No,
now.
actually, Jamie, I'd rather just become like some weird in the back controlling the government kind of person if I was psychic. But you know what? Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah. See, I personally would just do palm readings.
Others just want to do tarot cards.
Yeah.
And palm readings.
I would just like charge $5 for palm readings, I think.
And you're a brilliant psychic.
Yeah. I've heard there's been like a couple times where rich people have put out an ad or something trying to challenge us psychics. And there's basically the premise is that if you're a psychic, we'll give you $1 million if you can actually prove it without a doubt by predicting all these things.
Yeah.
And nobody's come forward, basically. So that's kind of...
Jamie, because they're not in it for the money.
Right.
Okay.
They're in it for Satan.
They're here to support Satan.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. No, I don't know. I mean, I've definitely had very coincidental things where I was kind of thinking, wow, I don't know how I kind of predicted this happening. So, I mean, I'm sure maybe there's some sort of extreme intuition people have, but I don't think people are that great at controlling it, you know?
Yeah.
But I've
yeah.
definitely had it where I've predicted stuff scarily accurately, and I was like, wow, okay.
Now, here's the thing, though, is are you saying like about a movie? Or are you talking about something bigger? Because I would say that
Just real life.
I would say with real life though is you're never making one guess.
No, that's not true.
You're always thinking about things from different ways.
I'll give one example of why I, Jamie Welch, am a psychic. No, but something. There's been a couple times where I have thought about someone I haven't seen in a very long time, and I see them a minute after I think about them, run into them, and I'm like, I just was like, oh, I wonder if I'm going to run into this person, and I literally do. I'm like, why did I think that? Like, why did this person pop in my head?
Depends.
I actually
what part
saw
of
them.
town were you in?
Well, I'll give an example. Like, I used to work in a grocery store, and I recall there's like 2 separate times where it was scarily accurate. One time I was talking, or it's happened so many times, where I was just talking about someone completely random who I'm not close with, rarely see. I could have not seen this person in like a year or 2. And I happened to start talking about someone with someone that I remember one time me and this girl were talking, and as she was saying like bad stuff about this person, I like froze and I looked at her and I just was like, Bree, and then she was like, what? I'm like turn around. This guy literally was walking right behind us mid conversation. This is a guy I think neither of us saw in like 2 years. And like there's been a couple coincidences of that level where it's just so coincidental. I'm like, what?
No,
like,
hold on.
How is this
Are
happening?
you predicting that Brendan was behind you, or are you saying that you summoned Brendan by talking about him?
See, that's the real question. I don't know.
I'm like, I don't know what to make. I don't know what to do with that story.
I felt his energy, I guess. I don't know.
Stop. Wait a second. There's something behind us.
Yeah. No, it was just glance over mid-conversation, and there he was. Which, by the way, his name wasn't Brendan. I don't even think I said that, but...
I think you definitely said Brendan.
No, I was talking to a girl named Bree.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But no, I think the guy's name was Jacob or something. But yeah, I'm just saying that's happened many times.
I like how you double back and go, no, his name. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to.
It matters. It matters.
I just
a lot.
like the way you put it. Like, I don't want people to guess who it is, but if you wanted to, his name's Jacob,
Yeah.
not Brendan. I just want to throw it out there.
This is very important detail when it comes to the story. Because if you didn't know, Jacob's parents are psychics. No.
And people like them, just not their kid.
Yeah. I'm just saying there's been many times where just a strong feeling of just picturing someone I haven't seen forever, and it's just so coincidental. I'm like, that's just weird. Like, how did that happen?
You want to hear something weird?
Yeah.
I had a dream last night. I'm not a psychic, by the way.
No.
Okay?
Me neither.
It's 4 a.m. Usually the reality is I've gotten older and I have to pee every night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but I have to get up in the middle of the night and go pee.
Do you pee right before bed?
Yes. Religiously. I actually go out of my way to make sure my bladder is as empty as possible before I go to bed. Okay. And regardless, I wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. I have to go pee, yada, yada. However, last night, I had a dream that I went upstairs to pee, and I thought it was completely real. And I went into the kitchen. It's 4 a.m., okay?
Yeah.
The dishwasher's on. I'm thinking, and you look at the clock, and you can tell it just started. So you're thinking, who's doing dishes at 4 a.m.?
Yeah.
Right?
Chores never sleep.
It's weird. And then I see the bathroom. I go to the bathroom, and the light's on. And I go, like, who the heck is awake? And then the door opens, and my mom walks out. And I'm like, oh, hey, Mom. I was just pleasantly surprised. And then she looked at me, and her eyes and mouth were gone. And I said, and then she said, Mom, who's that? I don't even know how she spoke, but she did. And I said, you're my mom. And then she said, no, I'm you. And then she just sat there and stared at me, and then I woke up.
Wow. I just got chills, man.
Yeah, it gave me chills. That was very unsettling. And then I woke up, and then it was hard to go to bed after that.
Right.
Moral of the story is I didn't have a great sleep last night.
Did you? And then, so did you see her later, and she actually didn't have a mouth?
Just, I'm psychic.
That's, whoa, man.
Show up, my mom's just like,
I just got my mouth open surgery. She goes to like, she just got like her mouth sewn
I didn't know
shut.
when she said I'm done talking the day before. She took it. She was very serious about it.
Yeah. I'm done talking.
I'm done talking.
Next time you see her.
Immediately drives to a hospital. Sew my mouth shut.
They're like, but how?
I'm finished.
Do you think you could survive just purely like snorting food?
I think you couldn't. I think you couldn't survive sewing your mouth shut because you still have a mouth, which means you're still developing bacteria, and your teeth will eventually get, plaque, and eventually get really bad cavities and disease. And
But will that kill you?
some infections in the mouth are actually really fucking bad.
That's true. Yeah. Never thought. Yeah, I suppose
It
you're
would
right.
take a while. It would take a very long time. I don't know if it would be it could be a proponent in killing you. How's that sound?
Oh, but here's the thing: if you're not getting if you're not eating though from your mouth, then you don't really have food bacteria on your teeth.
Yes, but however, I think just the spit in your mouth does.
Well, saliva is actually pretty clean. Like I'm pretty sure everything.
Now, Jamie, is it pretty clean or 100% clean?
It is. I think your own saliva is a cleaning agent on your teeth. I think most of it is external things sticking to
Air, and air, it is in itself
not my air. 420 blaze it.
I smoke weed through my nose.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I feel like I just think it's not going to be a perfectly incubated environment. I do think that over time, something's going to go wrong.
What if? Okay, hear me out though.
Also, Jamie, what if you already had a cavity when you sewed your mouth shut? Jamie, think of all the barometers about this.
Okay, so now picture this: she goes to the dentist, gets a fresh cleaning. She's her teeth are totally great.
Wait. Before I do sew my mouth shut, I should be smart about this.
Yes, she's like, I need to make sure this is like the cleanest environment of all time. So she just gets right clean. And she follows up her dentist trip right to go into the mouth sewers.
And then she gets mouthwash, and then she puts it in her mouth,
And
then
her
they
mouth
sew her mouth
permanently-
shut with mouthwash in it.
and it just permanently has mouthwash in it. Yeah, dude. See, that's it. That's how you do that.
Remember, folks, if you're going to do this, you got to do it right.
Be smart if you're sewing your mouth shut.
No matter what poor decisions you make, be very calculated in making those decisions.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it was a weird dream. I woke up and I tried to sleep again. I couldn't, so I just didn't sleep.
That's kind of creepy. Weirdly enough, I had a dream and it's very short, but it was interesting. Have you ever actually had a dream where you recall what someone said in the dream and you just want to remember it because it was just stuck out so much? I remember, so in my dream, I was an ant in a big ant colony. There was like tons of us. We were all going to war against a group of insects. And I remember I woke up as soon as this happened. I was just an ant going to war. I remember our like drill sergeant ant looked at me and he was like,
Were you full blown conversation?
well, I didn't say anything to this. He was just yelling stuff because, he's a drill sergeant.
It's kind of hard to do things when you're an ant.
Yeah, but he's like, what we don't have in numbers, we will make up for in will.
But you're ants. Isn't numbers your biggest thing?
Yeah, but we were fighting a big swarm of something.
Oh, an even bigger swarm of ants. Oh, you were in the ant wars.
Maybe. I don't to be fair, I don't know who we were fighting. There was a big army.
Jamie, that's kind of deep in itself.
I know.
How many wars that people are fighting? Do they even really know who they're up against, Jamie?
Whoa. I know.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, they have
Your subconscious is telling you something.
I know. We see, because it didn't matter at the time. It was all about the community and feeling like I'm doing something. So I could have been manipulated. What if we were the assholes, man? What if my ant colony was trying to run in there and just fuck up some crickets or something?
Or that old British comedy, what if we're the baddies?
Yeah. You never think about it. Well, some people do. Well, I do. Yeah, another. I love that level of backtracking.
Yeah, Jamie, you're having you're really thinking on the fly here.
I am. I remember there was one
People
other.
don't think about that. No, they do.
Yeah, actually, no. I'm completely
Anyway.
completely full of shit. That's not that deep. A lot of people have actually thought about this and have pretty thought out opinions on war. There was another thing I actually literally wrote down. I hate using the word literally because it seems so like, yeah.
I was even thinking about it when you said it, you know?
I literally did this. Could you possibly believe I did something like this? But no, I had another dream where I before I woke up, I remember a very vivid voice saying something, and it said, "The people around today will be the same people around yesterday that will be there around noon on Friday." And I just woke up after hearing that, and it stuck in my head. I'm like, what was that?
Jamie, it's so close to being profound.
I
and
know.
then it just sounds like a tea party.
I know. It's so like, I know. I had to write it down, but it was a very vivid voice when I was half asleep.
Do you have a journal then nearby your bed? Scraps of paper?
Well, I just kind of type stuff out on my phone if I want to remember it. But yeah.
I've always wanted one of those dream journals. I really should just get one.
Yeah. It would be interesting. I've thought about it too, but yeah. Because there are many times where I'll remember a dream pretty vividly as soon as I wake up, but I forget it very soon after.
That's true for most people.
So I think
if you write it down, you do make it a conscious memory,
right?
Because you're forcing the recall and you're putting it down on something. But
I feel like the only dreams I actually remember are dreams that I have verbalized at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like unless I've told another person my dream, then I won't remember it. You know what I mean?
and with haste.
Yeah.
You can't leave it off till next week. You got to find someone that day.
Yeah.
And tell them about your dream.
Yeah. No, I don't. I do realize I'm pretty sure every dream I can recall now is one I've told someone.
Hey, Jamie.
Because it actually verbalizes it in my head.
Since we're on the topic, do you ever have foreboding dreams?
What do you mean by that?
Where you feel a sense of anticipation for something that's happening, but you don't know what it is or why.
Yeah, where it's just something about it is like it's off-putting. You're waiting for something to happen.
It's kind of like the same as, I've done public speaking, for example, or shows. It's a similar feeling.
Yeah, before you're about to do some event. Yeah.
Yeah, something that it takes something out of you. Like you're obviously when you're doing a show, the whole element of obviously putting yourself out there, you get nervous.
Yeah.
And you can't get rid of that feeling until you just do it.
Yeah,
and then
until
you're
it's
up
done.
there.
Yeah.
And but the dream, it never happens. So you're stuck in this weird state of a thing.
Yeah.
And for me, I had a dream. I don't remember a lot about it because I did verbalize it like you were saying, but I didn't verbalize a lot of it. It was a dream where I was in an old house and I was walking around and I think I was considering, I either was staying there and I don't know why, or I was considering owning the house. But there was a door that I was too scared to go through, or I couldn't get to it somehow. Like I would start walking down the hallway and it would get farther and farther away.
Right.
And I would feel that sense of foreboding.
Those stairs in Mario 64 before Bowser.
Exactly, right? It's
never-ending
endless,
stairs. Yeah.
And not only that, I think it was because I didn't want to reach the door because I felt looking at the door scared me, and that was like the whole premise of the dream.
Right.
I've always had a curiosity for things that scare me, so I would just stare at it.
Yeah.
And it was a long dream, and I just remember like wandering around the house, and I'd always come back to the door and just stare at it for a long time.
Right. Yeah, I know that feeling. I can't really think of anything particular. However, I would say a very close feeling to that is also the being late dreams. Like I've had a dream where I'm just I'm like I'm late for work, and then
classic.
The whole time I'm just rushing around, and then you're basically just going through the annoying feeling of running late for something, but then it just never ends, and you're just constantly like I'm still trying to get there, and I'm late, and so. That's kind of a similar feeling of just like very unsatisfying. You're just going through the like annoyance of being late.
Yeah. Once again, in that weird state of I need to get to work, but I'm never getting there.
Yeah,
but I feel the duress of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just permanent. You're waiting. It's a bad feeling.
You know what? I would say I'm pretty fortunate because in my old job, a lot of people I knew had stress dreams all the time, and I never had the late ones really. But I do relate because I had I'd have dumb ones. I think I might have said it before, but I was trying to wrap an audio cable while in my dream.
Yeah.
While I was at work, and I kept dropping it, and like a lot of time passed, and eventually a production manager came up and looked at me and said, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm just trying to wrap up the cable." And he said, "Then do it, man."
Yeah.
And I kept trying to wrap it and kept dropping it. And he's like going, if you can't do this, how are you going to do anything else? You suck at this.
You're completely incompetent. You suck.
You literally can't wrap cable. You can't do anything else.
How do you even tie your shoes in the morning, dumbass?
And it was just the whole dream was that just me looking like an idiot and all
Yeah.
like the management just shitting on me eventually because they all started showing up and going, what is this guy doing?
Yeah. Do you think that would be a dream you would want to write down in your dream journal?
No.
Would you want to remember that
And
one?
not only that, you remember that because of how shitty it was.
Yeah.
Because you wake up and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm trying to sleep before another long shift, and I'm dreaming about being an idiot at work.
Yeah. It's funny because there's so many different things, or there's so many different people who try and, interpret what a dream meant. It's kind of funny because whenever you look up what something means in a dream, I'm always kind of wondering, like, is this coming from an actual study of psychology, or is this someone's just like intuition of what how they interpret it? Because I'm sure most of it's just their interpretation.
I would largely put it with astrology.
Yeah, I think
the
a
grand scheme of
lot of
things.
it might be. Yeah,
I will say I think there's some psychology because I think here's a great example. When I tell a dream about the door or something, maybe I think like the go-to thing you can think of is, oh, maybe the house is your life or your past or something, and you have something that you are worried you don't want to acknowledge or you're scared
Right.
of addressing. So like there is some I can see how
Exactly,
you can
yeah.
make those kind of connections.
yeah. So exactly, because I think intuitively that's kind of a smart interpretation, but it's definitely not science-based for the most part. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. It's more of it kind of just sounds good.
Yeah, because
to a certain degree,
I've heard,
in my opinion,
I've heard people interpret dreams, and I'm like, that's clever and it makes sense because again, even hearing that, it could be something feeling out of reach, like something that you want, but it's just there, but not quite. Like there's all kinds of psychology to why you're feeling away, and it kind of comes out in a dream.
and you are right. It sounds good and it sounds witty.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean it's true.
right.
That
yeah.
doesn't mean it's anything, right?
I think it's all pretty nuanced, but yeah, I think any emotion you're feeling in a dream, I think when people interpret dreams like that, they're basically just calling out the emotion they're feeling from the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, because I think emotion's a big part of it. Because dreams do make you feel things.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely.
probably that more than anything.
Yeah.
For me, it's not really visual or the story. It's just these weird feelings that get pulled out of you
Yeah.
in dreams.
I always heard people always say if you have dreams about losing your teeth, apparently that's very common. I feel like I've only had one dream I really recall where I was losing teeth in it.
I've never lost teeth in a dream. Is that really a normal thing?
Apparently, I've heard a lot of people say they've had dreams like that. Yeah.
Huh.
But and yeah, I think the basic go-to there is a lot of people will say it means there's something that feels out of control in your life, and you know what I mean. I'm like, well, that emotion definitely resonates with how I would feel if I was losing my teeth, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of just the obvious like interpretation for that. But yeah, apparently that's common. I don't know. I think I've only had it about once, where I recall, and I don't think I lost like all my teeth. I think I lost.
I'd
maybe
give
one.
practical answers, like, oh, my teeth are falling out, and I'm like, it's your brain telling you need to floss more.
Well,
You need to buy mouthwash.
I don't think it's actually people who have bad teeth.
You clearly need to work on your teeth more.
Yeah,
That's what it's telling you.
yeah.
And you're a Scorpio too? Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
You definitely have bad teeth.
Yes, those Scorpios always have horrible teeth.
Dude, I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't know. Fuck off.
Whip out like just bullshit astrology. It's like, oh
Just
man.
mix it both together into some, just some
Apparently cancers
hot, sloppy mess.
apparently cancers have really bad gas.
Is that true?
And Tauruses always end up beating their partner. Just
It's guaranteed. Dude, don't date.
It's guaranteed.
Guys, pro tip, don't date anybody
Don't
that
date
was
Tauruses.
born between March 1st and 15th.
yeah, avoid Tauruses.
It is a no-go.
And then somebody
And they're going to hide their birthday because they know it.
and there's somebody out there who's like, but that actually is very accurate. That's such a Taurus thing.
Wait a second. Jamie really is psychic.
Yeah, everything I'm saying is
These
accurate.
people out there going like, oh my God, he's
well, actually,
just spitting facts.
cancers are known to have anxiety, and that can cause excessive gas.
Does it cause excessive gas?
Oh,
Wow, this is just a nice hot mess of.
you've never had your stomach kind of been upset from being so anxious?
No. Okay, well, stomach upset, but I'm not farting.
Well, I mean,
I'm not going like
it comes with the territory.
Somebody says something and I'm looking around, looking a little nervous, and you just hear me farting constantly. Everybody's going, Austin, are you anxious? Are you?
It doesn't mean they're uncontrollably farting all the time, but
I just imagine that like the moment someone feels anxious in public, they just start farting profusely.
Dude, I am not making this up.
It's
Benny,
a tell.
Benny, does anxiety make you fart?
Yeah, you want a telltale sign of anxiety in public? The person will start farting.
Yeah.
Constantly while they're looking around, all sheepish.
Yeah. All right, we'll get to the bottom of this. Let's get science on my side. See, here's what science has to say about that. So Benny, does anxiety make you fart? Although it may seem strange, many people do experience gas, burping, and flatulence connected to their anxiety. Not only can anxiety cause gas problems and bloating, the gas problems themselves can lead to other symptoms that can actually increase anxiety.
Sorry, I'm feeling a little flatulent from my anxiety.
Yeah.
Guys, I apologize.
I'm sure if I was farting nonstop, I'd have anxiety too. I'd be scared to be around people.
I feel like that would make you significantly more anxious.
Yeah, you'd be very
the side effects of anxiety would make it worse.
Yeah, you'd be a little because it'd be.
Are you flatulating right now?
Definitely make you a little more self-conscious while you're going through it.
Oh man.
So yeah, I knew there was something to that.
You're with the girl, at the theater. You're getting nervous, feel a little anxious.
You just rip one.
Just start farting away.
Yeah,
Jamie, are you feeling anxious?
No. Yes. Yeah. Mature conversation. only the most mature
professional here. Professional diagnosis.
Yes.
It's happening now.
We're a medical podcast now.
We should do it, Jamie. We should just start letting people call in.
That'd be great. Give them some medical and astrology advice.
So my immediate guess is right out the gate is you're definitely an Aquarius.
Yeah.
And you probably have arthritis.
Yeah. So, hey guys, the real neighbors, I have this problem where every time I see my neighbor, I can't help but get super angry at them. What do I do? Well, you clearly are a Sagittarius.
Classic move.
And my guess instantly is that your neighbor is a Capricorn. The common enemies.
You guys will be warring for generations. Your children will be born and fight and die.
Yeah, but keep in mind, it's not about the numbers; it's about the will or whatever I said earlier.
I don't know, fill in the blank.
Whatever I said, yeah. That's a great idea, man. We gotta. You okay?
Pseudoscience.
Yeah, I wonder if there's someone out there who's actually very just wow, like astrology's no joke.
Dude, of course. Okay. I mean, okay. Here, okay. I'll throw in all. Okay, my sister, for example, I think likes astrology.
Yeah.
I know how about
this?
I think it's more fun.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool hobby. I think it's a fun way to make comparisons. It's like doing the Myers-Briggs personality test.
Right.
Is any psychologist going to say that is to the T correct? Probably not. But it's fun.
Yeah.
You get your friends to do this test thing and.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, exactly. I feel like most people I know who are into it, it is just a fun
it's
sort of...
socially fun. And when it happens to be correct sometimes...
Yeah.
I obviously think it's largely confirmation bias.
Right.
Because when I've had them show me some stuff in the past, it's very broad.
Yeah, exactly. It's very vague and it really could apply to anyone.
You are strong-willed.
Yeah. It's like, well, I am.
Yeah. Who's going to say, oh, no, I'm a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
I'm very weak-willed.
I'm pretty weak, actually.
Here's a candy bar. I'm going to eat it right now.
Yeah.
As I'm reading this book.
Yeah.
Nobody, is just going to straight up just say, oh, yeah, I'm not that.
Yeah.
Because it's only positive traits for the most part, right?
Yeah. Well, I kind of. I've heard things.
Except for the Taurus.
Except for those Tauruses. They probably punch babies.
Taurus are the life of the party. They can be fun to hang around with and lifelong friends. However, they have a tendency to beat their wives.
Yeah. And babies. And kick chickens. And they're proud of it.
Overall, you're going to find they're a reasonable improvement to your life.
Yeah. On the topic of astrology, there was I read somewhere that recently they came out with a new sign. I'm like, who decides this?
How's that possible?
Yeah, who
was someone stargazing one day and went,
wait a minute.
the time is now.
I can feel this.
Jamie,
retrograde.
I know where it came from. I'm pretty sure it was Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually weirdly feel like we mentioned on this podcast before, but I do kind of want to just to ease my mind, what was the 13th Zodiac sign? Benny, let us know what the 13th Zodiac
Jamie,
sign is.
you know all the ones we've said so far? That's all I got. I can't think of any more. I'm already
either.
gassed out. I'm out of content.
I don't either. It was the Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus.
Is that the new one?
That's the 13th constellation of Zodiac.
Can we get a Google pronunciation? Is that possible?
Yeah.
You might as well get this correct.
That's true.
For our audience.
That's true. I'll look up Ophiuchus.
Quickly do a quick Google of the Ophiuchus.
Why is there no pronunciation?
Benny.
What the frig?
You don't know how to finagle this new technology, do
Benny, Google's hard.
you? Google is hard, man.
What the?
Just look up, Jimmy.
There's no like phonetic thing saying
if
it.
you type in definition afterwards.
I'm getting a video telling me how to pronounce it.
Ophiuchus.
what?
Wait.
Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus.
I hate it. Yeah. No, straight up, there was no like phonetic thing writing that out.
Dude, what I would do to be the guy who just gets to make the call about what happens with astrology.
Yeah.
It's time. There's another astrology sign.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure anyway. Why is it like impossible to find any info on this?
It's new.
Oh, so anyway. So apparently I am one also. I am an Ophiuchus.
You are?
Yeah. It says it's November 29th to December 18th.
What were you before?
A Sagittarius.
Now you're an Ophiuchus?
I think most people don't even go off this one, though. I think most people would still say I'm a Sagittarius. Like, come on. Does
Jamie,
anyone actually even talk about this?
Dude, you get to choose now.
I know.
I want options.
I can be whatever I want to be. I can also be a
No,
Gen
Jamie.
Z or a millennial.
No, you can only be one of those two things.
True. What do you think I should choose?
You can't just be anything.
This is a big moment for me. What should I choose?
I would say if you're a traditionalist, you value being a Sagittarianist. Mm-hmm. But if you are new and trending and want to face the future,
New and trendy.
being brave,
Yeah.
the Ophiuchus.
I think that would be brave to go with Ophiuchus, but
Isn't it Ophiuchus?
I think he said Ophiuchus. And he said it really grossly too. He's like, Ophiuchus.
Stupid Google.
Kind of sound like a racist impression, but that's not what I meant to do. But yes, it was, I don't know, man. This is a tough call. I'm going to go with, I'm a Sagittarius.
I was going to drum for you or something.
Yeah.
Just for some sort of build up.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I'm gonna maybe change my answer. Let's go again. Sagittarius. Yeah. I see because I kind of just built the possibility that I might just all of a sudden go psych. I'm an Ophiuchus. No.
Now
This is a big deal to me, man.
Now there's something to say that you could also be astrology fluid.
That's true. Yeah, maybe some days I'm more Ophiuchus and some days I'm more Sag.
I feel a little more saggy.
Yeah.
You know, what's the name of that one Pokemon that can like just change into a bunch of things?
Ditto.
Yeah, like Ditto.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or cast form, whatever it's called.
I'm astrologically fluid.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
That's good. That's my
cool,
answer.
Jamie.
I'm astrologically fluid. Also, I'm
You're
general.
having your coffee and your mom says, Jamie, how's it going? You say, Mom, I'm a Sagittarius today.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me before my coffee.
Yeah. That's such a Sagittarius move. Yes, and weirdly enough, we have talked about this again on this podcast, I'm sure. I am sure. But like,
Is that another classic real-time processing moment?
real-time processing. I was saying it as if I wasn't sure, and then I realized I am 100% sure. But we looked up what generation I was born in. Both of us were born in, and we're both. It says like a millennial ends in 1994 and a Gen Z begins in 1996. And I was like,
okay.
Why? Where?
I've read this a little bit. I haven't checked in a while, but I think a decent amount say we're millennials.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
A decent amount. I don't really think there's... Like, once again, it's like the same as the astrology guy that decided there's another one now.
Right.
Who gets to decide this shit? Like, It's not like the government releases an official mandate to say, you guys are millennials. There's no question.
Someone tells me, someone like, I don't know. What, did the government officiate this?
Did they give you the official timeline of the generations?
I don't believe it then unless it's coming from the government.
It is a vague sentiment. Like, if we were both 30, we'd know we're millennials because we're somewhere in the middle. So the few years of margin for error are completely irrelevant anyway.
Right.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. We're a little bit fringe. It's hard to say.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's definitely all semantics anyway. It's just
who gives a shit regardless?
Just a weird way to write about a group of people, like a generation. But
although I would be kind of upset if I was a Zoomer.
We're not Zoomers.
Good.
Yeah.
Wait, but wouldn't? Wait, we would be a Gen. Wait, aren't we? Isn't millennial Gen Y? Yeah, so we would be Zoomers if we're not millennials.
Is that true? Oh no.
Because Gen X, it's Boomers, Gen X, millennials, which is Gen Y, and then and then Gen Z, Zoomers.
Oh man.
Now the new one, I think they're calling it Alpha, maybe.
Alpha?
Yeah.
Well, lucky those
I
kids.
know.
Bunch of alphas.
I hope the next one's Beta.
Yeah. And then all the
We'll finally have another generation to make fun of.
All the
I don't know if
older
we can
ones.
make fun of the alphas.
The alphas. No, they're too
It's
cool.
hard, it's hard to just say like, nah,
Yeah.
you're not alpha.
Yeah.
Whatever, kids.
Generation Alpha. They'd probably kick my ass.
I know. They'd be like, shut up, millennial.
All these babies.
They're gonna be the generation of the trend. It's gonna become like no risks.
Yeah.
So like there's no risk to steroids anymore. So everyone's just gonna be juiced out to the gills.
Roided babies.
Start giving it to them young so we can create super soldiers to go to war with China.
Yeah. Oh. This
is a little glimpse into 2060.
Oh yeah, man. You are psychic because I bet. I have a feeling you're right. Weird thought I just had. If someone does steroids, does it affect their children if they had children after being on steroids? Would the children happen to have spikes in hormones in certain areas, or?
It's very possible because I would say that's especially true, obviously, if you're a woman.
Yeah.
But in general, though, the decisions you make in your life before you have kids apparently do have some impact.
Yeah.
On what happens to your kids.
Right.
I don't know how far that goes.
Right. Yeah.
But
yeah, obviously, what you put in your body affects your kids down the road. But
exactly. If you take, for example, if you take very good care of yourself, I think that is definitely a positive factor.
For your kids,
for your kids.
For sure. Side note, when you said, I don't know why, the face you made just a second ago, it just reminded me of Ben Shapiro. I don't know why. You're just like, well, that's especially true if you are a woman. And like the way your eyes like kind of moved, I was like, whoa, you just like look like Ben Shapiro.
I immediately went into, like dead ass.
Yeah, like Ben Shapiro mode, like matter of factly, actually.
Well, we could get into that right now.
We can actually get into that.
Well, first off, you're wrong. Second of all,
facts don't care about your opinion. Definitely the way you eat affects you, especially if you are a woman.
And if you look at research on Scandinavian countries.
Yeah. Oh, man. That's definitely probably a factor.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I like Ben Shapiro, but I do think all the ways to make fun of him are also equally funny.
Oh, it's all there. It's very easy. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He said some wacky things, but I mean, he's obviously not always wrong about everything. But yeah,
I don't have this expectation that everybody that's in that sphere has to never say anything wrong ever.
Right. Yeah.
That's a stainless record. I'm gonna say like if it's not okay, somebody name me one. Give me one person that spends
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, yeah, that's fair. But I'm
Got
talking.
'em.
They're always in the public eye. Like someone like Ben Shapiro is always in the public eye.
Yeah.
Like no matter where you come from, give me one person that hasn't just said something dumb at one point. I just feel like it's part of the human condition.
Yeah.
And they probably go there and go like, "Nah, I was dumb.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah. I guess I
shouldn't have said that."
Yeah, I mean, it definitely depends. I would say people who just disagree with things, they would probably consider a lot of what he says. It is about quality. It definitely kind of shows a leaning for how you think to whether or not. So he's definitely polarizing in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So I would say, a lot of people. I can see how it's not a lot of people's cup of tea, but yeah, I definitely don't think he's like an absolute awful person. But
Yeah,
he's
Well, it's
definitely
like,
said some things. I'm like, ugh. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's two things, right? Because obviously, when you do a live debate, same as a podcast, dude, you're doing real time processing.
Yeah.
You say like, "What about no? Definitely not."
Yeah.
Because I feel like I already regret like a decent amount of the shit I've said on this podcast over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It's probably already happening. I'd probably look back at a podcast
Past-
6 months ago and go, I don't know about that, but
Yeah, it is funny too. Sometimes and I've said this before, but listening back, I listen to it and I don't even recall saying some of the stuff I've said. I'm like, wait, what? Like I that didn't even come out right. What I just said. I'm like, that's not how I feel about a situation.
yeah.
So,
How about this?
Definitely happens.
If you are, I just have respect for anybody that is in the public all the time, in the sense that I have a decent amount of forgiveness for them.
Yeah.
Now, if you're stupid 80% of the time, that's just a sign that you are not cut out for the gig.
Right.
Right? You should probably just, chill out, maybe do some, I don't know, do some TV.
Do a hard look at yourself.
Do nice scripted TV, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Get a social media influencer manager.
Yeah. That's what, man, we need to start getting scripted. I'd save us a lot of hassle. I've been beaten on the streets for some of the opinions I've shared here. I'm just kidding.
I thought you said beating on the streets.
Whoa. No, I'm not.
I was like, wow.
I'm not going to talk about that.
You're kind of like, yeah, Austin, I do things that I kind of regret sometimes too.
Oh my God. Yeah, you caught me.
I'm just beating on the streets out there.
Yeah. Okay, that reminded me of a story, and I don't know if the person who told me the story wants me to share this. That's instantly a bad premise. No, it's nothing to do with the person.
But Jamie, don't worry. If you get his name wrong, we can roll back and make sure we really get his name right.
Yeah, it was Jacob, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. It was Brendan.
Brendan.
Yeah. No, someone just recently told me a story. No, I'm kidding. It's not a big deal. I'm not giving any names anyway. Someone recently told me a story where she was at a bar and this girl was talking to her and she showed her phone and she was like, "Hey, look, here's a picture of me masturbating in the park." And she's like, "Whoa." And she's like, "I don't need to see that." And she had it like out in public for all behind her to see. I'm just wondering where you are. Like, how do you perceive life at that point when you think that's just a thing to do to someone you don't know, or anyone really, or to even do?
I can already see where it comes from.
What?
I think a lot of people just sexually are so open to the point that even for the average person, it's kind of impalatable.
Right.
It's like, I don't think it's meant to be that way.
But I'm just saying, I can see if you're like that, like freaky out there, showing someone you know, but to show a complete stranger also just really takes the cake there.
Yeah, that's true. A stranger.
Yeah.
I had a similar, not as bad one, where I was in Toronto. I was at a wedding. I was at a wedding party.
Yeah.
And my one buddy was really drunk, and he came up to me and he's like, "Hey, Austin." He's like, "Do you want to see some nudes from this girl I've been seeing?"
Yeah.
And it's kind of his like thick accent that I'm trying to do, but
That's an
and he just-
accent?
yeah, I know.
He sounds like he just has breathing problems.
Here's the joke, right? Okay, so when I was in Toronto, I had a bunch of buddies. Some of them were British, Australian, and Irish.
Yeah.
And I would try to do.
Aren't those all the same thing?
No, they're all very different in terms
just
of the
kidding.
accent. And I know I can hear the difference, but I try to copy them.
Yeah.
And I just end up sounding British every time. So what I do is when I try to do an accent, I try to not sound British, and then it just doesn't sound like anything.
Yeah,
So,
that's a bad
that's
call. If you're not trying to sound like the accent you're trying to do, it's not going to work.
What I'm saying is if I try to be Irish, they're like, "That's British." Then I try to be Australian, they're like, "That's British." So I
Right.
try to make it as un-British as possible in the hopes that it'll make me sound Australian.
Do I sound British?
I don't know what the fuck that was.
Like this
You know what, Jamie? I'm
that
just
was
gonna
me
keep-
not trying to sound British. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Well,
See.
then we're doing that right now.
Oh, I could have just talked normally.
So the premise
I'm
is
dumb.
he comes up with this thick Australian accent, and he just he just randomly just shows me a bunch of nudes of this girl.
her down under, if you will.
100%. No, like on full display. He basically just showed me like a close up HD image, and I went, "Wow, thanks, man."
Like barely any warning, just whips it out.
Oh yeah, he was like, when he said nudes, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And then he was just, he's drunk. He does not even listening. So he
Yeah.
like pulls his phone. He's like, here's a picture of a vagina.
And you don't know her at all.
Just this random girl.
It's just like, yes, I can Google that. This is
And those people have wanted it on the internet.
right, exactly. This girl you're just showing some girl who sent that to you, probably.
Exactly.
And now you're showing it some stranger.
There's no guarantee. She could be a bit scandalous. I don't know, promiscuous, but
True. Maybe yeah.
or she's not. Maybe she's super conservative, and this is
she would just happen to be
this
doing
guy
it for
made
him.
her come out of her shell for the first time. you
Yeah,
know?
and now
And
he's
he
just
immediately goes to our mutual friend's wedding party to show show pictures of this random pussy.
yeah. She's just like she sends it to him. She's like, please show this to everyone.
Ryan, tell everybody.
Yeah, that's generally why the idea of nudes has always scared me. Like nudes on the internet, I feel like I'm very uncomfortable with that premise, just because you never know what'll get out there. I've heard of people who sent nudes on Snapchat and stuff and had people screenshot them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, at that point, what do you do? Then you're just like, they have them. And even if you're like, delete those, and they go, oh, okay, I will. They're still out there.
Yeah, there's no guarantee for anything.
Yeah.
They could recover them. They already
Yeah.
put them on the cloud. They're like, that is a fallacy. You can't
Yeah.
do that anymore. You can't just say, oh, delete it in front of me. Oh, I'm good.
So yeah, I'm scared of that concept.
You know what I'm starting to realize?
Yeah.
Is everybody's names are actually pretty commonplace. So if you just say their name, I'm like, I know like a dozen like Johns. I know like a bunch of Nicks.
Yeah.
Like if I just say my buddy Nick, what is it like that?
I know
it
who
doesn't-
you're referring to, probably.
No, well, actually, no. You don't know anybody I know from Toronto though.
No, that's I mean, I was just giving an example. I actually don't know any of your friends, Nick, in particular, but I'm saying there are a lot of people.
That's very specific.
No,
You know the Nicks I know.
No, I thought you were just in general saying, yeah, like if you, there's a lot of names. If you were to just say them, I would know instantly who you're talking about, just because I know who you hang out with directly.
Oh
a
yeah,
lot of the
in
time.
Sarnia, yeah. You got me for the most part.
Yeah,
But dude, I got a whole other stream to tap into from TO, the
Yeah.
big city.
I know Rory from Toronto.
Yeah, you know Rory.
I know
Yeah.
a couple. I know a couple.
Yeah, my buddy
first
Rory.
names. That girl we.
Yeah, Lisa. You know, Rory. See, like Lisa.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
That's such a
Exactly. No last name necessary.
exactly.
I
It is just Lisa. Like how there's so many Lisas.
feel like we're just saying very obvious things, though. It's kind of like, oh, you met my one friend with this name, and now if I say that name around you, you're going to associate with that one person. I mean, that's pretty obvious.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah. But that is interesting when we're trying to tell a story on here where we're not trying to be too specific, because then it is kind of usually I'm like, oh, I know who you're talking about.
That's true. I guess it's for each other.
Yeah.
It's like, do we want the other person to know exactly who this was?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
for the most part, it only means something to us.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Be all,
I'll keep that in mind next time. What do I want Jamie to know about people?
wouldn't it be odd, like if we just started just saying horrible stuff, giving first and last names?
I do feel. I mean, if especially if they're not true, I do feel like we could definitely be charged.
For defamation.
Yeah, because we're just saying
Does
things that are
defama-
blatantly false and it's defamatory.
Is that is that what defamation means? Is that it means it's not true, or does it just mean it's in a bad light? It must just be lies, because you should be able to report on true facts. about
Yes, well,
someone.
yeah, but you need evidence. You can't just. I can't just say this person does punch babies,
Yeah.
and then like that. You can't just do that.
Yeah.
Because like if I said this celebrity punches babies,
Yeah. Like when-
obviously that would be defamatory.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't really look into it. They just kind of go, okay, oh, you know what? It's like I think I said this a couple weeks ago. You know, like I went to the weed store
yeah.
True North Cannabis.
Yeah.
Did I tell you this? I feel like maybe I did, but
I don't.
I'll own up to it. I'll go through with it. Okay.
I don't recall.
I went to a cannabis store and there's someone working there, and we're talking, right? And she says we're talking a little bit, and I think we were talking about music for some reason. I don't know. I like to talk to people, right? And I was there with my sister, and
was it like a band or something that instigated it, or something playing?
yeah. Maybe it was like a song. We were like, oh, we like this genre or something like that. And then she just says out of the blue, oh, I don't listen to Mac DeMarco anymore.
Oh.
And I went, why? And she said, oh yeah, he's I think it was something like she said he's a rapist.
Or like a pedophile.
Yeah, or something. And I went, wow, if that's true, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Right? And my sister was the same. And she's like, well, is that true? And we both go home and we Google it.
Yeah.
And it takes us like 20 minutes to
Yeah.
find like a single
Anecdote.
obscure article. And it was like his friend that might have been his friend at the same party that happened a couple years ago. And there may or may not be connections.
No, exactly.
Right?
And it's funny because I actually read that exact thing too, and it wasn't. It's definitely not. It's kind of a janky article. It's very anecdotal and stuff. But yeah, it was basically people claimed he was at a party where stuff happened with some of the guests, and some of them were underage or something. But there's no implication that he did any. So it's one of those. It just definitely paints him in a bad light where
And it definitely
he might
doesn't-
not have even known it was going on.
Yeah.
Like, who knows, right? Yeah.
And it definitely doesn't translate to Mac DeMarco is a rapist.
Yeah, because that's not even what the article was implying.
It's and then I kind of went, wow, some people just say shit.
Yeah,
or
they
just
do.
believe shit. I was just surprised that someone
Yeah, you just hear one thing.
disclosed that information to me that was completely wrong.
Right. Which, again, I'm not going to say which way or the other. Obviously, I mean, none of us were there for that particular situation anyway.
Oh, I mean, he could be.
Obviously, anyone could be. But
there's just no evidence right now.
To just run with that, after like one little thing said about it. Exactly, yeah.
Now, obviously, defamation requires a platform. Right. Like, obviously, if you are walking down the street and there's some crazy homeless dude running by saying, Mac DeMarco's a rapist.
Yeah.
No, like, nobody cares.
Yeah. Well, that's like, did you, I don't know if you watched the Joe Rogan talking to Sanjay Gupta from CNN.
I watched a little bit of it.
I watched a clip.
I only watched like the 2 clips.
Well,
it was a
'cause-
3-hour conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Keep in mind.
Who has
but
time for that? But no.
I know, it's long.
Yeah. You might as well listen to one of those hours. You could be listening to the real Neighbours instead. But no, but I
Casually slide it in. Move on.
yeah. No, I watched a clip of it, and yeah, he was actually going off, and it was a very uncomfortable clip because Joe Rogan basically he was saying CNN lied about him because CNN was running that he was taking horse dewormer, which is called ivermectin, and he said no. I got this from a pharmacy. This is human medicine. He's like
From a doctor.
a doctor, and he said you guys lied. He's like this is prescribed to human beings, and basically Sanjay Gupta got so awkward, and I remember it's one of those videos you watch where it's just cringy because you could tell he had nothing to say, and then he just kept going like, how do you feel about working for like an entity like that who lies? And he basically it got so uncomfortable. I was like, oh man.
Okay, to summarize that whole clip, because a lot of people probably have watched it, it's basically conflict of interest.
Yeah.
It's just, you could just see him going, that's my employer. They give me shitloads of money.
Whoa, exactly, yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
He's not going to dumpster them.
He's super careful about what he's saying in that situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying that's exactly why it was uncomfortable. I was like, oh my God.
They're lucky if it was a half-truth. It was a half-truth at best, objectively,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Well, no, yeah, it was a lie. So it's
But
just
once again,
awkward.
but as you said, though, a lot of people believe that now. And I would say to some degree, we'll see what he does, because I think they even tripled down on it, because they're like, it technically is a horse dewormer kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
but it's like-
being fully aware of how they're shedding light on it, right?
Yeah, which is a
But-
weak argument because there's a lot of medications human takes and there's animal versions of it, but you don't run with the animal version when a human's taking it. You know what I mean?
So
yeah.
there's a lot of people that believe it. So I think there's a great argument to say that if Joe Rogan really wanted to, he could probably take CNN to court.
Yeah, which, by the way, just to specify also, is I actually don't have any opinion on ivermectin. I don't know if it's good for anything. I'm just saying that's not the point, ultimately.
Yeah, not a doctor, no opinions.
Well, no, I genuinely actually don't know much about it, so I'm also not just saying I'm running with it, saying it's a great thing anyway, but And it I know in some
Okay, there's one thing
cases-
you do know. He didn't get it from his bro in Texas.
from his farm. No, that's
Nearby going like, don't worry, buddy.
yeah.
I put these in my horses all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm just saying my main point here is it was a lie. So that is something I'm definitely more so attacking the situation.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. I'm not advocating for ivermectin. Is basically what I'm trying to say. I don't actually know much about it.
All right, thank you, Jamie. We've heard all the disclaimers.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeez Louise.
unless you want it, you know.
Or maybe you don't.
Or maybe
you do.
Maybe you don't.
I don't have any strong opinions either way. We got like what? We got like a minute left, Jamie.
1 minute left.
What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about?
Today's episode of the Real Neighbors podcast was brought to you today by ivermectin. Go to your farm, your local farm.
Dude, I would say we'd have to be like advertising for a competing drug with the way you just like played the neutral ball. Now this is when you come in and say like
We have to have a
take
brand.
this other competing thing competing against ivermectin and recommend that
Oh yeah,
instead.
true.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other like fringe medication for COVID. Yeah, we need a brand. We need a specific brand here.
Just tons of pseudoscience garbage, huh? For our whole pseudoscience podcast.
Just drink plenty. Today's episode of the Real Neighbors podcast is brought to you by drinking plenty of water.
Drink a cat piss.
Yeah.
I'm recommending ivermectin. However, we are sponsored by Please Drink Cat Piss.
And make sure you get your vitamin D.
And go out in the sun sometimes.
Yeah.
All right.
All
You know
right.
what? Thanks for hanging out, guys. It was
Yeah.
fun.
All right.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for
Love you all.
love the feedback you guys brought.